Hi, my Pisces kings and queens, you ethereal forest nymph, woodland fairy creatures. Um, Pisces is a water sign, and water signs are typically very emotional, very caring, and empathetic signs. But I think that Pisces is the wateriest of the water signs. Definitely just so empathetic, so caring. You take on the trauma of everything and everyone around you, which can lead you to ghost sometimes because you feel the pain of the people that you're speaking to. You can become like a therapist to your friends. They can confide in you and you want them to. You want to take on their pain, but if you're feeling uh, like you're in a bad place, then you just completely stop contact. You'll stop texting. You might go on a social media purge. You might stop looking at the news. I have one Pisces friend, and if she watches this, she will know I'm talking about her, who like mid conversation will disappear for 3 months and then pop back in like nothing ever happened because she had to disassociate and just deal with her stuff on her own, and she didn't want to burden me with what's going on with her, because as much as they like to heal, it's hard for them to share that pain with others. And you guys feel so deeply, incredibly deeply. So other people's sadness is your sadness, and you take things so personally. And just you probably cry while you're watching commercials. And one thing that's funny about Pisces is not only do you respond very emotionally to things that are happening around you, you also seek it out. So you'll listen to sad music on purpose, probably have an Elliott Smith playlist somewhere on your phone, and you'll watch sad movies, and you'll do things that will upset you. A lot of Pisces I know are big into stalking, and just like, when you're searching for something, and you know that you're going to get hurt, and then you end up hurting yourself. A lot of Pisces do that. They'll feel the need to go through social media or something and look for a reason to say that they're right, because they love to investigate, and then they do, and then they get upset. But it's a trait that I don't know why, but it's something you love. It's like you love being in pain. You hate it, but you love it. And the reality of life is nowhere near as exciting to you as the fantasies that you get into in your head. You can live entirely in your head. It's a whole movie up there, and a big problem with that is that you'll idealize things and people and situations, and then be upset when this fantasy world that you've created disappoints you, even though it wasn't real. It's something that you invented. And this is a lot of the reasons that a lot of Pisces get really hurt, and they'll get into toxic friendships and toxic situations and relationships, because you'll meet someone and instantly, because you're all about vibes and intuition. And so if you feel this vibe of like, oh, connection, and this spiritual feeling between you, where you just feel like, oh, and you create this idea of this person, and then you start fantasizing about them, oh, their sisters must be amazing, even though you don't even know if this person has sisters or not. In this fantasy, they definitely do. And they want to be a doctor, but their love for travel, or yada yada yada, and all these things. And then if they're not that, even they could still be great, but if they're not that, they disappoint you. But one thing with Pisces is you do tend to really attract toxic people in your life. A lot of empaths do, because emotional vampires feed off of that energy, and they need that attention. They're narcissists and they crave it. And you're fixer-uppers. You feel the need to help, you feel the need to save, and you love feeling like you're the only person that could possibly fix or save or help this situation. And so you end up in situations where you have a lot of toxic friends, toxic family members, toxic situations, toxic lovers, a huge one. And you just feel like you can't let them go because they're going to change. They're so close to a breakthrough. Everything's going to be okay. But you can't think like that. And it's going to be a constant struggle. It's a really constant struggle. And the fantasizing about exes and stuff is a serious thing, and just thinking and getting yourself hurt just in your head. You go so deep into your head that you get hurt, and you but you can't let these people go, and that's something that you're gonna constantly be struggling with. You love bodies of water. I know that sounds very like a lot of people love water, but Pisces just completely feels this connection to like lakes, oceans especially, just rain, just anything. It's this fluidity of emotion. You're all about the flow of things. Anything that's super rigid and super constraining when it comes to schedules or work or the way life should be, it's not interesting to you. You're like, nah. And you hate small talk. You love talking about ideas and what ifs and planning trips and I like all the different jobs that you could do, and you get so passionate and so intuitive and so expressive about these things, and you need to release an artwork, and you probably do some sort of creative artistic thing, so you'll paint or you'll draw, or I guess those are very similar, sculptures, music, singing, making movies or photography, whatever it is. You need to like express yourself. You need to feel that you love people, that you feel like you're the only person that understands them. You definitely feel like you can talk to animals, and if you're a Pisces and you're watching this, you're like, I can talk to animals, they understand me. Cool, that's great. I'm sure they do. And you just feel this connection to everything, to nature, to everything. Your soul feels fluid with the universe. It's like you're on a freaking mushroom trip without having to take any. You love substances, and that's something you really have to look out for, is substance abuse. Because escapism is a big thing with Pisces. You love to escape in your head, and you love to escape if you're stuck in this material and realistic world that you don't want to be in, because who does? You seek weed, you seek other forms of drugs, hallucinogens, booze, anything that can kind of numb everything that you're feeling is a big thing. And people can call you flaky, but it's really because you go by how you're feeling. You always trust your feeling over logic, and that's not to say that you're not logical. It's just to saying that you go by energy. It's all about energy. And you might 20 minutes ago have thought that meeting up with your friend for ice cream was a great idea, but then in the moment, like, there's no possible way I could leave my bed because the weight of the world has pressed itself onto me and I cannot move. And fair enough, Pisces. And then if you call them out, they will ghost you because they hate conflict. And it's interesting. I love a lot of Pisces. I think it's nice that you care so much. If there was an award for caring, all the water signs, but you guys, you'd be up there. You care, and you're just such you're like fantastical fairyland creatures, and you're always getting excited about the idea of something instead of actually doing it. So you start a lot of things, or you plan a lot of things, and then when the reality of, you have to work to make that happen. You have to spend a lot of years and a lot of planning, and there's a lot of things you're not going to want to do. You're like, and you probably have a bunch of fictional crushes. You You probably have a lot of characters from books and TV shows and movies that you know if they were real that it would be the love of your life. And yeah, there's definitely a lot to Pisces, and my biggest thing is just be weary of letting people into your life that suck out your energy. Like, know your worth, know that the weight of the world does not have to be on you and feel so heavy, and just keep being your beautiful, artistic, wonderful selves. Thanks.